Hello and welcome everyone, this is Type V3 and let's venture into the Star Wars mythos with a review of the Black Series 6-inch Darth Maul, the Sith Lord who represents fear itself. Now a couple of notes before we start, this is Hasbro's all-new toy line as well as the first time the Star Wars franchise has been offered in the 6-inch scale, and I have some high expectations, but first let's start with the packaging. I'll say it right now, this is the most beautiful toy packaging I've ever seen. It's a simple design, the wraparound plastic window is nice and large, and the resealable box will satisfy every type of collector. There's also no overproduced product shots, and the addition of the orange stripe keeps things fresh. I generally believe that every toy should be open, but I'd be more than happy to display this figure sealed in its plastic prison. Moving on to the toy itself, Darth Maul is a mostly black figure. Still, that doesn't stop him from looking great, and it's all due to the small details found throughout the sculpt. The entirety of his outfit contains asymmetrical wrinkles and creases that give off a billowing appearance. I especially love how the waist area of the robe is made up of a combination of soft plastics and cloth materials. On the other hand, I'm disappointed that this multi-textured composition wasn't used anywhere else on the body. Also, while the glossy painted boots and gloves add to the black outfit's layered look, their sculpted in details just get lost in the finish. As for Darth Maul's head sculpt, I think it's fantastic and I'm impressed with how crisp and clean all the paintwork came out. The likeness to the character is definitely there, though I would have preferred more of a grimacing expression rather than his stoic stare. If there's one area I would throw issue at, it's his horns. I just wish they were sharper, though I do recognize this is probably more of a safety issue rather than a stylistic decision. Like mentioned previously, this is a 6-inch scale figure, and I think all his proportions are correct. Additionally, because of the black body and the general construction of the toy, all the joints are hidden quite well. However, do well-hidden joints make for great articulation? Well, let's see. He's got a ball-hinged neck with a good side-to-side swivel, but there's no real good tilting going on. You can wiggle his head, but you can't actually tilt it. Ball-hinged shoulders and elbows, wrist swivel with a little hinge that goes back and forth. The torso is on a giant ball joint, so there's some good torso range. I was really impressed by that. Again, I love the soft cloth here. Ball jointed hips with a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, very tight. The ankles are on a hinge, but strangely there is no swivel to go side to side. However, you can rock the ankle joints. And another thing I should mention is that all the joints have a soft ratchet to it, so in terms of action figures, that's kind of standard for this kind of figure. I will say, when you're holding him, he feels very hefty, like there's this robustness about him that just makes him feel like a premium product. You look at Hasbro's other 6-inch action figure toy line, Marvel Legends, and the plastic quality here feels a bit more flimsy and a lot more scratchy when compared to this. I don't know what they did, but it just feels like a premium product. Now, that said, in terms of articulation, it's not too far off from what's been seen before here. And you'll notice that because of his lightsaber, can he grab it? He can totally grab it. Can he actually wield it with two hands, though? That's the tricky part. I just wish there was a bit more range in this elbow joint, and I wish there was some sort of bicep cut there, because you can get him to hold this thing, but it is very tough to do. And the other thing you notice, this lightsaber is very gummy in its plastic quality. It's and it separates in half, but it is really gummy, and I almost get the feeling that like the reason it's this flexible is because they realize that this figure's articulation can't actually get them to wield it properly, so they substituted in with this gummy lightsaber, and that's I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. Of course, what's a lightsaber without the saber? So 2 red effect parts are included to show the weapon ignited, and they do their job just fine. Darth Maul also comes with a pair of binoculars. The gray plastic used is fairly dull, but there's enough color sprinkled throughout the accessory to keep it from being bland. Personally, I found the inclusion of these pointless and would have much rather seen extra sets of hands for posing. Finally, Darth Maul comes with another head and strapped to it a giant rubber cloak. To equip this accessory, all you need to do is a simple head swap and slide the arms through the gaps. The overall effect looks good. There is a huge problem though. Because the cloak is soft plastic, almost all articulation is hindered by it. Only the elbow joint is usable at best. A cloth cloak would have solved this issue and appeared much more visually pleasing. To no one's surprise, a lot of expectations arose around Hasbro's announcement to take the Star Wars franchise into the 6-inch scale. I too was very excited, and this is easily one of my most anticipated toy releases of the year. So what's the verdict? Well, it's actually more a question of perspective. If you're primarily into American toy offerings, then you're in for a treat. The Black Series is like a Marvel Legends or a Masters of the Universe Classics figure, only where every single aspect is a little bit better. The result is the best action figure of this style out there. Alternatively, if you're an import toy collector, then there might not be enough here to satisfy you. Playability is a noticeable step below when compared to examples such as SH Figuarts or Figmas. Then again, Darth Maul's $20 price tag can provide explanation for these flawed features. Mind you, I think $15 is a more appropriate price, though the collector level packaging does help ease the pain of that high cost. Ultimately, Darth Maul, and to a greater extent the Black Series as a whole, is the best North American action figure on the market, yet its lack of any real innovation keeps it from being a truly great product. Anyways, this has been Type V3. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this review helpful. While this figure didn't exactly meet my expectations, I did have a positive experience overall, and because of that, I can easily recommend this toy to every Star Wars fan out there.